welcome to Otaku Saga. I'm Zero.
I'm DK.
And I'm Rizzo, and today on Anime Reaction, we watched the 9th episode of Boku no Hero Academia. If you want to check out our reaction for the 9th episode of Boku no Hero Academia, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to leave us feedback in the comments section, because we love hearing from you.
As always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga. And don't forget to like and share our videos.
So, this time on Boku no Hero Academia.
Well, that escalated quickly.
So, let's just talk about the first part real quick. First of all, the press really want to talk to All Might, of course.
And as always, being the press, they don't care what links they have to go to.
Yeah. What laws they have to break. Actually, that is a very prevalent trope.
Well, it's a true trope. I mean,
it's true to life. Yeah.
Oftentimes, it's very true. But yeah, basically, press doesn't care what they have to do to get the scoop.
we saw that in a race too.
Mm-hmm.
Now they go up to a public domain to get the main scoop, but it's still, technically illegal.
Yeah.
And just look on Facebook, wait 5 minutes. You'll see exactly what we're talking about.
But I find it interesting that none of the press mentioned that they saw who broke down the gate after they got arrested, or none of them thought. It looked like none of them even thought anything about it. Just, oh hey, the gate's down, let's rush in.
Woohoo!
No, but not a single one of them was like,
no, this is kind of wrong. Maybe
this is kind of bizarre.
Yeah, how did this supposedly impenetrable steel fortress suddenly get turned into basically, nothing?
Also, that wall's not quite that high. I'm pretty sure someone could jump it.
I'm pretty sure there's other defenses.
I'd be interested to see what those are.
Right? You think those would have been activated though?
You'd think.
So here's
So what else happened?
Yes,
they definitely had a hand.
But yeah, I thought it was really. Yeah, dude. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up, DK. So I thought it was really funny when Ida got help from
Uraraka.
Yeah, Uraraka. I believe is her name. Got help from Uraraka to float, and then he used his powers. And because his exhaust is offset from his center of mass, that was hilarious.
That was awesome.
And
Lean
so perfect.
forward.
It wouldn't have helped.
Yeah.
That's so off center.
I'm just saying, if he leaned like this.
Also, he's weightless, so he doesn't really have that much control over what he's doing.
That makes
over
sense.
his positioning.
That makes more sense.
So.
Led to a very, very epic somersault, though.
Yeah. And then.
Which is an interesting point. He could have landed so many different ways.
Head first, feet first, upside down.
Yeah, he was going straight, and then all of a sudden, sideways. It's smack.
I'm not really surprised by how he landed either.
Yeah.
Because basically he hit the wall and
then turned.
And turned it. Basically hit the wall, turned, grabbed the pipe.
Strike that Cactuar pose.
Yeah.
But just imagine, if you've ever thrown a knife at something, at anything,
they can land a lot of different ways.
Where's the knife?
Anyway,
but could you imagine if instead of landing like he did, if he had landed upside down?
He landed upside down, head first, feet first.
Upside down in that same position. That would be funny.
That would have been even better.
Breakdancing Ida. Yes. Breakdancing Ida would be a better nickname than Exit Sign Ida.
But, so Ida and Uraraka voted for Deku to be class representative.
Indeed.
How selfless.
How selfless. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that Deku voted for himself, even though I don't think that he would. I don't think that he's the kind of guy who would do that.
Yeah, no.
I would think that he would have voted for Ida. So I just assumed since Ida didn't get any votes, Deku probably ended up voting for himself.
So who was the third vote for me?
Well, if Deku voted for himself, that would be it.
No, me.
The
Midoriya.
girl, Midoriya. Oh, that is Deku.
That is Deku.
Oh,
Midoriya is his real last name. Yeah, basically it's who's the third vote. I'm just going to assume that it was actually him who voted for himself.
And that there's such a rule in place.
Because I can't imagine that anybody else would.
Yeah, if not him, then like the only other character that seems to have taken much of an interest in him, I think would be Sue. But that's kind of a left field guess.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then the other thing is, who was the other person who voted for the girl who became the deputy class rep? Because she very clearly voted for herself.
because
Who was the other person who voted?
there had to be 4 people who voted for someone other than themselves.
Or at least 3.
At least 3. I honestly don't see Deku voting for himself.
I really don't either. So I'm kind of curious. It's just the only reason why I think that he probably voted for himself is because they just glossed it over, and he was like, "Who else voted?" Or who all voted for me? And after it was revealed that Ida and Uraraka voted for him, it just kind of glossed over, the third vote. So that's why I think that he probably voted for himself.
Crotch beam. Had to be crotch beam.
Definitely not. He would not vote for anybody but himself.
I would if I was going. Sorry.
Go ahead. No. Go
If I was going to have that kind of vote system, I would have to make it. You cannot vote for yourself.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah, that's usually the smart thing to do.
Yeah. Basically, you can't vote for yourself. Vote for the class rep.
That is exactly how I've had to do it my entire life.
Yep.
Anytime
That's the only really fair way to do it.
right? Or because then you got something like the vote for the Pirate King and what was it, Dead Man's Chest? Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
The zombie cash cow. But it's about pirates.
I vote for me, I vote for me, I vote for me, I vote for me.
Basically.
And then no one will win. So
Yeah. Anyway, this little field trip. Back to the story here.
And now back to the plot.
Man, oh man. Villains rolling deep.
Oh,
Holy.
I actually wanted to mention something. Universal Studios, they actually name dropped
dropped it.
Universal Studios.
Mm-hmm.
It is really cool that 13 made all that stuff, right? Props to him or her. I couldn't quite tell what gender it was.
Robot.
I don't think you're supposed to.
Yeah, part of the mystery.
But props to 13 for actually doing something like that. But Universal Studios does things like that. Like they actually contract out to many other things and do things like that.
What are these things you refer to that they do things for?
I can tell you that one of them was military.
Ah, okay.
Oh yeah. They use their kind of special effects abilities to create live special effects for certain applications.
So that you can actually
is what
get,
he's saying.
you can actually get that
More-
sense of
yeah.
urgency. That
Oh,
sense
okay.
of,
Yeah,
For training purposes
more
or
realistic
something.
feel for training purposes.
Nice.
But yeah, you mentioned that in the reaction. Build something like that. Universal Studios actually does something like that. If you have the millions of dollars to chuck at them.
Fair enough. All right. So I got to slightly amend my statement here. To some billionaire out there, build something like for that the rest of us can. Because that would be awesome.
But yeah, so into the episode, the supervillains showing up. My only question is, why are they targeting just UA Class A?
I have to say it's All Might. Everyone wants his nuts. Everyone is, and I think everyone's after him. In one way or another.
I think someone knows something about Deku.
A Deku, huh? So related to
I'm
the
gonna have
One
to say
Sword.
it's probably All Might, but it just seems a little weird that this like supervillain conglomeration really is just targeting
This
Class
one.
A, Class 1A from UA. You'd think that they'd be targeting somewhere else, unless
UA.
somehow they know that All Might is weakened for most of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, to be completely honest, they could have, sent out villains to create problems along his path to work, knowing
Maybe.
that he would help out.
So that's what my guess is, that there's a very decent psychic who understands some of what's going on.
Oh,
And
okay.
that All Might, Deku, and most of UA actually doesn't have a defense against psychic interrogation.
So psychic involved. But it seems like the real leader of this group of villains appears to be Facepalm Man.
Right.
But wonder what
Well,
his deal
I
is.
think that we've talked for long enough.
We have.
So that does it for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, I'm Rizzo.
I'm Zero.
I'm DK. See you next time.